The longtime Chiefs special teams coordinator. His math there is interesting. He's building in 370 expected touchbacks. I'd love to know what they did to come to the conclusion that that's going to be the split, that there still will be touchbacks or maybe kicks that go out of bounds or kicks that don't make it to the landing zone. You've got that 20-yard window. If it doesn't get to the 20, it goes to the 40. If it goes out of bounds, it goes to the 40. If it kicks into the end zone or out of the end zone, it goes to the 30. But they're expecting, and we're all expecting, a very different experience when it's time to play the games. And the Chiefs, something else Toub said, basically somebody is going to figure this out early, and they're going to have an advantage, and they're going to win games that maybe they otherwise would have lost because they figured it out early.
Right. That's how you said how big of a rule change, maybe the biggest ever last week, right? And one of the things I said off of it is, the third phase of football is back in play. We're going to have teams this year where we're going to go, I can't believe they're going to the playoffs. Their offense and defense aren't even that good, but they won 2 or 3 games with the kick return and special teams and stuff like that. And I think that's what can add to a lot of excitement this year in the NFL.
Toub had something else to say that created some interesting reaction. But let's listen to Toub as it gets to, and I think we've talked about this, the idea that once you get past the 10 guys who are aligned on the receiving team's 40, there's going to be one man to beat, and you may want to consider using a guy who is more suited to get to the ball and tackle the runner. Here's Toub talking about the possibility of not using kicker Harrison Butker as the kickoff specialist.
I like to have somebody that can go back, is able to make a tackle. I mean, Butker is able to make a tackle, but I really don't want him making tackles all year long. If you watch the XFL, we watched every play. I bet kickers were involved in probably at least 25 to 40% of the tackles. Either trying to make a guy bounce back or making the tackle itself or just missing the tackle. So, we don't want Butker in that situation, but he will be a kicker. He'll be a guy that we will use in certain situations. Justin can cover. I mean, he can kick, which he can do, and then he can go down there and make tackles. He's an extra guy that they're probably not accounting for. They know that guy can go down and tackle, but a guy like Justin is a guy that they have to worry about. You have to get him blocked, and they have to give up blocking somebody else. So, that's the whole thought of that.
Look, that makes sense. Now, the same day they asked Broncos coach Sean Payton whether he would consider using a position player for kickoff specialists. He's like, I can't have a guy kicking it out of bounds 1 out of 4 times and giving him the ball on the 40.
That's the real thing.
Yeah, you got to have a guy who can put the ball where it needs to be put. Otherwise, you go with the kickoff specialist who can put the ball where it needs to be.
Yeah, that to me, like the Justin Reid it would be really cool to see. Does everybody have a Justin Reid, though, who has that talent to kick the ball like that and control it, right? I think the controlling of the football is a really big part of this as well because of what you talked about, right? It's only one line of defense there. So, right, the special teams coaches are going to want to orchestrate, hey, we're kicking the ball down here towards the left corner, so maybe, these 5 guys will attack the ball carrier, but I'll have the other 5 guys fall behind them now, so we're not just one line of defense, and now we have like a 2-line defense, right? And we can go there. But if the kick is totally inaccurate and goes to the wrong corner, oh no, the side that we were supposed to have attacked the ball, right, is now opposite the field, and that side is pulling back, and oh no, we're not, we're all messed up, right? We're discombobulated. And that's where the accuracy of the kicker is going to be paramount to the success here. Yes, discombobulated, that is my final answer.
You didn't say discombobulated. You just said discombobulated.
All right. Well,
that's why I reacted.
Okay.
You got it right the second time, though. We won't make that a Simmsism as far as you know. The other thing about this Toub comment, and I'm always on the lookout for true clickbait. And, you get accused of clickbait all the time. And the reality is if you put something on social media with a link to your story, you want people to click. You want it to be an honest assessment of what they're going to be getting when they click. And I've seen so many headlines since Toub said what he said, trying to suggest that there's some punitive element to what's happening with Butker, right? Because of the controversy. It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, the punitive element is they want him healthy to kick a 58-yarder in the Super Bowl, and that's the bottom line, right?
Right.
I mean, that's all.
And they want a guy that they can trust to go make the tackle if the guy needs to make the tackle. If if the ball carrier busts through that wall of 10 across, and there isn't much you can do to put guys in place to have a second line of defense, you need to have the kicker in position to go make the tackle. Chris, the more we talk about it, the more I think about it. I think there will be a sizable chunk of teams who decide at some point before Halloween, we're just going to kick the ball out and give them the 30.
And give them the 30.
Forget it. Forget it. This isn't worth it.
There might be
we're
some
just giving
weeks
them the
for
30.
sure. Yeah.
We're just giving them the 30.
Right.
Sometimes you'll do it strategically during a game. Toub mentioned that. You know, if you have a big lead, you don't want to give them a boom touchdown and then boom, they can do the onside kick and recover it and just boom, keep going. But I think there's going to be teams that say, you know what, we can't get this. I got enough shit to worry about. Let's give them the 30. Our defense is good enough. It's 5 yards. Let's give them the 30 and not have this crap show we've been dealing with where, we gave up a touchdown last week and a 50-yard return the week before and 75. No, we don't need that anymore. Just give them the 30.
I don't disagree there. I think there are I think it could happen early in the season, right? Hey, we're not sure. We're not hitting on all cylinders in how we cover this thing. We need more practice. I want to watch more teams do it. We're just going to kick the damn ball in the end zone and give you the ball at the 30. And at certain teams, so you're playing the Dolphins and Tyreek's back there, whatever. So of course, I think that's a very real possibility.
And this is the great thing about analytics. There's no basis for any of this. You can look at the XFL rule, but that was different because the play didn't start unless the ball was touched. For the NFL, if it hits the ground in the landing zone, the play starts. So it isn't completely apples to apples, but there isn't a whole lot of analytics that you can do on this. And it's going to be something that's evolving each week as every team handles this kickoff. And you're going to have, I think, after we get enough total evidence for teams to be comfortable, you're going to have people make possibly this decision. We're just going to kick it out of the end zone, and we're going to trust our defense when the opponent starts at the 30 instead of the 25. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.